Hello and welcome to another episode of Chalk Talk here on the Brandon Ramsey College Basketball Show YouTube channel. If you are watching here on YouTube, make sure you go subscribe to my TikTok as well, which is at BRamseyKSR. If you're watching this on TikTok, please do the same and go subscribe to the Brandon Ramsey College Basketball Show YouTube channel. And for a lot more college basketball content, you can find me on Twitter at BRamseyKSR. But diving right into this film breakdown, we have about 5 clips from the Kentucky Vanderbilt game. Kentucky went down to Nashville and lost 74-69 to the Commodores. Once again, there were some defensive issues that I want to address for the Wildcats. Here, right out of the gate, you could kind of just tell that the Wildcats weren't super ready to play. That began with their captain, kind of the catalyst of a lot of what they do on both ends of the floor in Lamont Butler. It definitely seems like that he's still battling a nagging shoulder injury, probably is what it is, if I had to guess. But he just was not himself on Saturday. Sometimes that happens, but it was very clear on Saturday. And here, one of the best defenders in college basketball just sort of loses concentration, whatever it is, and just goes up through the staggered double screen set for number one, Jason Edwards, who is a 38+% three-point shooter, has now made 43s this season. You can see Lamont run into that first screen. Now he runs essentially directly into this next screen while taking a really bad route as opposed to just chasing him here off of the double. You want to get kind of up on his hip and chase him over the top of this staggered double, make it harder for him to shoot it. He goes up through, runs into both screens, just not really even fighting through them, and gives up what's really an open look for Edwards to start the game. Now here in the second clip, you get Vandy running through some of their half-court action, get into some ball screen handoff continuity, and you get this sort of a weird decision from Brandon Garrison coming up here. They come off of this little handoff. Kentucky's playing drop coverage like normal. They really have it covered up. Tyler Nichols, a shooter, he doesn't really want to drive this. Otega Oweh there to cut off what could be a right-hand drive and then recovers to the ball. Kentucky's in good shape here. There's no reason once, I'll back it up here just a second. There's no reason once Nickel gives this up right here, like why would Garrison not just recover to 99 McLaughlin on the roll? Instead, he point switches, which Kentucky's not a team that does a lot of off-ball switching, but he point switches this, but like, who's he switching with it? Does he think that he wants Ansley Olminar to take that? Then he's going to come out here? Does he think that Kobe Brea is still behind him and he'll take him? And then Garrison will stay with Nickel? I don't even know who Garrison thought he was switching with, but just to point switch that, again, for no reason when he so easily could have recovered to McLaughlin was just kind of a strange decision. And now this is during the period where Kentucky was just kind of falling apart late in the first half. They're now down 12 points. Now we get into some rim protection issues, which is something that continues to be a problem for Kentucky. Right now, on this catch, number one, Edwards, Jackson Robinson is closing out to take him away from three. There is no reason right now on this catch why Amari Williams isn't at least standing right here at the midline. He's guarding a non-shooter, a guy who's really like he might duck you in, but it's not the biggest concern in the world. You want to be over here to be ready for this drive. And if Amar Williams is standing right here, there's a chance that Edwards doesn't even attempt to drive it. And that's the frustrating part. You could shut this down before it even starts if you're just in a better position. And if he does still drive it, then you're in a position to come from here to right here a lot easier. And that's where you can get vertical, get up, and contest the shot. But instead, he stands there. Now, in a perfect world, would Kobe Brea, as number two, as he empties out, would he just kind of stay right here? That would be great, but I don't necessarily expect him to do that. He reads it just a little bit late, and he tries to get over here and get vertical. But Amari Williams, excuse me, never even moves from his spot. Now, part of that is that he's probably worried about rebounding. I get that. We've railed on these guys for a lot of the season about rebounding, but it all can't just be a one-for-one trade-off. You can't say, well, I can't protect the rim because I have to rebound. Like I said, it wasn't even about coming all the way over and trying to block the shot at the last minute. It was about being in position on this catch so that maybe he doesn't even drive it at all. Going on to the next clip here where we'll see, I believe, some similar issues with Amari Williams. Yeah, this is just frustrating. You're downing this side ball screen. This is not on Lamont Butler. Lamont Butler is in position to make him reject the ball screen and send him down towards the baseline. That means that Amari Williams needs to be over here to corral the drive. It's simple drop coverage, just like we play if he's coming off of the ball screen. We're just downing it, icing it, whatever you want to say, to make him refuse it and send him back towards the baseline where you also have some help here. But Amari Williams is never over there to corral the ball at all. He doesn't come in from behind to try to make a play at the rim. Yeah, he might have already made 2 at this point, but I mean, the guy came in, he was 4-22. I don't care how many he shoots. If he makes all of them, you'll leave Nashville, you'll lose. It's like you'll live to fight another day. But what Amari Williams just standing here and watching this play, and then Lamont Butler having to foul as he gets beat downhill. Because again, he didn't get beat. Amari Williams got beat on this play. There just has to be more rim protection there. And then this one is frustrating as well. We talked about this before the game in another episode of Chalk Talk of what you want to do on these staggered 77 ball screens. It's Hogard with the ball. You can go under this right here. Look at this path to go under. There is a clear path to go under the ball screen if you're Otega Oweh. Instead, he gets hung up because he doesn't know where to go, and he just runs directly into the screen. It's all bunched up here. But actually, it ends up, okay, fine. We'll just switch it. Right now, we're in a fine position. You have Hogard, who's a below 40% finisher. He's below 40% on field goals this season. And then you have your 7'5" man who's a 3-time CAA Defensive Player of the Year right here at the rim. And then look at this effort from Amari Williams. I'm actually going to back it up so you can just watch it live. Look at this effort from Amari Williams. He does not jump, and he gets out of the way. There is no reason why you aren't at least getting vertical. Get 2 hands up, and he is going to miss this shot. But he never leaves the floor, and he actively gets away from him, I guess, in order to not foul. This is a 1-point game, people. This is a 1-point game with 3:17 to go, and you have your starting 5-man who was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in the CAA getting out of the way of a layup. And those are some of the frustrating issues with Kentucky right now. I get it. Amari Williams doesn't want to foul. I get it. Amari Williams is worried about rebounding. I get it. He's the catalyst of a top 5 offense in college basketball. There's a lot of reasons to praise him, but there has to be more urgency from him on the defensive end of the floor to impact the game. He simply is not impacting the game enough on the defensive end. And if that's because he's doing so much offensively, then I think we need to consider a potential trade-off in terms of it'll be worth it for him to be better defensively, even if it means putting a little bit less on his plate offensively. He can't handle it all. It's frustrating, but that's okay. Everybody has a limit. I'm not expecting him to come in and be the best player in college basketball this season, but we're going to need to see him bring more on the defensive side of the ball if this Kentucky team is going to be more than just a borderline top 20, top 25 team that is going to fight and claw to maybe make the second weekend. If they want to be a top 15 team, if they want to be a Final Four contender, then Amari Williams has to be better at the rim. There you have it for this episode of Chalk Talk. Just wanted to get into some of those things. Kentucky's defense continues to be frustrating, but at the end of the day, they've also only scored, they failed to score 70 points in 4 of their 5 losses. So there are issues on the offensive side of the ball too, and I broke some of those down on my Watch the Tape breakdown on KentuckySportsRadio.com. Again, you can follow me on Twitter and TikTok at BRamseyKSR. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're watching here on the Brandon Ramsey College Basketball Show YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.